Now, the major objective of this chapter is to help you to think logically and reasonably. Believe it or not, mathematics is far less about calculations and much more about pattern recognition. That's where we get our formulas from. Formulas are simply mathematical statements that describe real-world occurrences. So a logical approach to thinking is to identify something that we see repeatedly happening. So for this example, we're going to be using inductive reasoning, and inductive reasoning is a formal name for one type of logical thinking. It's where a body of observations are synthesized to come up with a general principle. So this says, identify a pattern in each of the lists of numbers. Use the pattern to make a conjecture about the next number in the list. So I just want to point out here a conjecture. A conjecture really is just an educated guess about something that we believe is occurring. So as we look at these values here for letter A, we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So then our conjecture would be what we think is the next number here. So we can see that this is the counting numbers, the even counting numbers, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So our conjecture would be that the next number would be 12 if we were to follow the pattern. For B, we have 66, 73, 80, 87, 94. And if we just kind of look and observe here, we can see that the difference between each number, 66 and 73, is 7. The difference between 73 and 80 is 7. The difference between 80 and 87 is 7. 87 and 94 is 7. So then our conjecture would be, if we add 7 more, this would have to be 101. For C, we have 1, 8, 27, 64, 125, 216, 343. So we have to be, have to use a little ingenuity and some creative thinking here. So if we observe carefully, we can see that 1 here, this is the same as 1 to the third power. 8 here, that's 2 to the third power. 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. 27, 3 to the third power. 3 times 3 times 3 is 27. 64, that's 4 to the third power. 125, that's 5 to the third power. 216, that's 6 to the third power. 343, that's 7 to the third power. So if we were to make a conjecture, what we would think would be the next one here, this would have to be 8 to the third power. And 8 to the third power is 512. So of course, all we're doing is we're just looking for a pattern that's developing, but you have to be kind of creative. It's not going to be obvious right away. For D, we have 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21. So obviously the numbers are getting larger as we go on. And with a close look at some of these, we can see that 1 plus 1 will give us 2. 1 plus 2 will give us 3. 2 plus 3 will give us 5. 3 and 5 will give us 8. 5 and 8, 13. 8 and 13 will give us 21. So if the pattern was to continue, I guess we can make a conjecture that 13 plus 21, that's 34. So these are actually known as Fibonacci numbers, and Fibonacci numbers have the pattern where the next number is the sum of the previous two numbers, and that's exactly what we did. And there we go.